moments over the span of one's life. Momentum is action, forward motion in a race. In this case, a race of life. One where not just your physical health is key to winning, but your mental health as well. In this race, let's say that you're an athlete. Let's say that a happy life is at the finish line. One where you are proud of yourself, where you are satisfied by who you have become. It doesn't matter what the goal is, more happiness, more money, finishing your bucket list. What matters is that you keep on running towards it, because that is how this game works. That is how life works. And like any race, time is of the essence. And like any race, an injury will slow you down. And in this race of life, fear is the greatest injury of them all. Now, how does one define fear? According to the classical definition, fear is to be afraid of something or someone perceived to be dangerous, harmful, or painful. Now let's focus on the term perceived. Science says that there are several domains of fear, the two most prominent being the fear of inaction and the fear of the unknown. But not only does this highlight the cognitive and behavioral features of fear, this highlights something deeper, something more relevant to momentum, the importance of perception. That's because fear is usually not based on concrete objects. It's based on hypotheticals, possibilities, things that simply cannot happen in real life, like meeting the boogeyman. But while thankfully the boogeyman is not real, that fear is, and it can slow us down as it spreads across the big and small moments of our lives and ruins it. Now, please don't confuse caution with fear. To emphasize, this is not about bringing a knife to a gunfight. Caution is rational, informed, and protective, where fear is irrational, limiting, and paralyzing. So know your limits, know your body's limits, and act wisely. With that cautionary warning out of the way, let me introduce you to the comfort zone, perhaps one's worst enemy. The comfort zone lures people into stagnation. It's a comfort zone after all. Why would you want to leave it? But that comes at a quiet cost. Slowly, it weaves a web around you until you realize that days have become months and years, and you're still stuck in the same place, far from the finish line. Momentum dies when comfort is rewarded, because comfort simply doesn't equal satisfaction, and we all know it. After all, atikiphobia, or fear of failure, is one of the most prominent fears in our generation. Now, some of you might be wondering, why is fear of failure a bad thing? Isn't it a good thing, a powerful motivator? It brought me to where I am today, so that must count for something, right? Well, at first glance, fear of failure may appear rational and informed. When you think about it, it causes more harm than good. Fear of failure chains us down. We can't run. It's based on hypotheticals. Oh, if I compete, then I'll lose. So why even try competing, right? Wrong. Every single mistake you have done or will ever do brings you one step closer to the finish line. When we avoid that, we're at a standstill. And that comfort zone, that fear of failure, it starts to define us, limit us, until you can never reach the finish line. And that weighs you down. It's stifling. It increases your stress levels. You start to doubt every single decision you make until it all adds up and you're no longer living, just existing. That is how fear affects your quality of life. That is how it destroys your momentum. But good news is, this can only happen if we let it. Everything you want is on the other side of fear, according to American motivational speaker Jack Canfield. You can't vanquish fear. It's an emotion, just like confidence, but you can conquer fear. The first step in fighting fear is to acknowledge what the comfort zone does to us to avoid stagnation. By identifying what we're afraid of, fear really loses its power. The second step is to reframe fear. After all, the key difference between caution and fear is that fear warps everything out of context. Let me give you an example. I, like many of us, and even some more seasoned speakers, feel nervous before walking on stage. But instead of being afraid of it and avoiding it entirely, I reframe it as this anxiety, this nervousness. It just means I'm about to do something really important. And suddenly, these shaking hands, quick breath, dry mouth, they're not signs of weakness, but signs that I'm about to achieve something great. And that fear gets reframed from a signal of retreat to a signal of readiness, an opportunity for growth. When we ground ourselves through reframing our fear, we stop seeing failure as a stop sign and start seeing it as a mere setback. And that mindset change helps us keep our momentum. So accept rejection, chase it. Accept failure, embrace it. Just don't let fear take over. Don't let fear disguise itself as pseudo caution or comfort, because comfort doesn't equal happiness. Satisfaction does. And when we keep on going towards that finish line, nothing is more freeing for our quality of life or more satisfying than keeping that momentum. Thank you.